Well, things. What overall thoughts did you have from today's game?
Yeah, I felt like in the second half out there it was a old fashioned ass kicking. They got after us. Um, we couldn't stop them. I was worried going into the game that it might be a game where Arch, they try to get him going and get him confidence and really air it out, and they did. And in the first half we did a pretty good job of keeping up offensively. And then in the second half, those two turnovers just kill you. The one that's should be an easy first down. We had an assignment error on it, but you can't just do what Taylor did with the ball. And then the KJ sack, fumble, return for a touchdown. They came after him on that play. We had a real conscious effort all day long to make sure number one didn't get after us and didn't beat us. We chipped him a number of times, did a good job of it. We slid the protection to him almost all day long. But that one, they brought him all, and he ends up one on one, and he got us. But I did like the way KJ came in and played and competed and showed toughness, and I thought he gave us a spark when he came in.
So Taylor was kind of pounding on his hamstrings, but I mean, could he have gone back in, or what was his status?
Oh, well, initially it was a no, and I don't know what the exact injury was. As soon as that happens, you start preparing KJ to get ready to go and what we're going to do with him in there. And then there was a period of time where they said Talen's back up, and I said, no, we're going to finish this one with KJ and keep him playing.
What was Dylan? Was he trying to throw it to Rowan there, or was he trying to just get rid of it, or what?
Yeah, to have a question. Rohan made an assignment there. He's supposed to run a flat route to the flat. Um, it's the play we've used a lot, a number of times. Had a number of times we've ran in the end zone with it, and he made an assignment there. And when you do that, you can't just throw the ball. So it was a total panic play and turnover and unfortunate because shouldn't happen, can't happen.
Seemed like there was an opportunity, you guys going back and forth up and down the field, just kind of trading scores. And then defense gets that 3 and out, and the offense goes 3 and out, and defense gets another stop in offense. But what happened in those moments? It seemed like you guys were moving the ball well and then just couldn't.
Yeah, it did. And the third down got us. Thought we had Sharp open on the sideline, and the throw was high, and then he said that he looked back and the sun was there, so he didn't see the ball. So it's unfortunate because we got the play we wanted, we got the matchup we wanted. I thought we had a first down and we just don't execute it. And that's kind of the story of the year where we have things there and all of a sudden we don't execute them and or make mistakes. But that would have been nice to be able to take the ball and go score at that time. That would have helped tremendously. But you know, they threw the ball deep now. They ran it down, they made a lot of plays. They're good, they got good wide receivers, they got good speed, and we just couldn't get to them enough. We couldn't put enough pressure on them. And I thought there was a moment where we had him. He made some errant throws because we were getting close and getting to him. But he came back and made some really nice plays.
There were a lot of moments where it seemed like somebody almost like had their arms around him, ready to sack him and couldn't finish it. Is that more on your defensive players needing to execute, or is that him being elusive, or both?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably both, but it's also a credit to him. I mean, he's big, strong, fast dude. Kept his poise and kept his eyes down the field. He made some really nice plays out of the pocket. And, we've made those mistakes this year before where we rush past the quarterback, and it's going to make you hurt, make you pay if you rush past the quarterback. You got to be disciplined enough to get as his depth and spin back inside and not give him that angle to run at.
What impressed you the most, maybe AJ's performance?
Number one, he was really executing the offense, doing what you want him to do. He made good decisions. I thought he threw the ball pretty well, pretty accurate. Mixed it around, when he came in, he got the ball to the tight ends, running back, both receivers, all three receivers, I guess it is. So I thought that was a credit to usually when you're doing that, you understand the defense and you take what they give you and you know, you're not trying to force anything. So, I was happy with the way he played, except for the, you know, the turnover, obviously, but one heck of a run for a touchdown.
Because had the three stops before the first half, or before halftime, and then they kind of found their gear again. What specifically changed maybe for your defense from that end of the second quarter to the third quarter?
Yeah, the big plays, you know, they made the big plays. They protected it and threw it down the field. And, you know, we had a couple in the first half where we caught up and, you know, made them not catch the ball, got our hand in there and made a couple plays. But in the second half, they got by us and made the catch.
Yeah, just to follow up, I mean, what's it like watching Texas not have any fear against the secondary and just keep doing it, even when it wasn't working?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just the secondary. When you do that, it means you have a lot of confidence in your pass protection and you know you can block it up and have that time, and it kind of works together. When you have the time, you can air it out and throw it deep with the guy with that kind of an arm.
What'd you say to the team? And this is 9 losses in a row. You got one more game left this season. What'd you tell them in the locker room?
Yeah, I told him that was a good old fashioned ass kicking, number one. And we competed, played our ass off in the first half, right there where we want to be. And then in the second half, we couldn't get off the field. Offensively, we turned the ball over, gave them their opportunities. For the first time, I felt like there was a couple of guys on the team that's attitude wasn't where it needed to be. And that, you know, that's not what we are, not what we want. Got a whole bunch of guys in the room that have one more game left. And I asked them if they would like make sure that we finish practicing correctly and get ready to play. And we're back at home and go out and work as hard as we can to get a win at home.
Did you see enough from KJ that you would consider starting him next week or Taylor?
Yeah, it's probably a little bit premature to ask that. It's a good question, no question about that. But I really haven't thought about it one bit. So, but I understand the question for sure.
Just for clarification, the Devin Bale punt that only went 21, it looked upstairs like it went past midfield and we couldn't figure out why they spotted where they did. What did you see or what did they tell you?
Yeah, I think it went out of bounds on that angle and it wasn't a good situation. So when I looked up and saw it, I was glad he stopped where he did stop.
Well, I mean, whenever you say the attitude slip a little bit, what's your level of disappointment to see some things like that happen as a coach?
Yeah, I mean, I think what they've done a nice job of is sticking together and, you know, practicing hard and working hard and competing. And they competed hard, you know, most of them. But there was just a few things I saw coming off the sideline, a few miles running, that we haven't had. So I was just disappointed in that.
Seemed like Arch was really elusive in the pocket, had good awareness on top of the pass pro. Is that things that you've been seeing in film, or did he kind of take it up a notch today?
We had a little bit more room and time today. I mean, you know, he'd been getting hit a lot and, he had a little bit more time today in his movement. I mean, the kid's a really good quarterback. You know, I said this week that a lot of times the quarterback gets all the blame. That's an occupational hazard because you chose to be the quarterback. So when things don't go good, it's on your shoulders. That's just how it is. But a lot of times if you're not playing up to your capabilities, the 10 guys around you aren't doing their job all the time too. So, but you don't really see those. You just see the quarterback, you know, make a bad throw, but it ended up being there was 2 rushers right in his face and one guy hitting him as the ball was released. So they get the heat. They chose to be a quarterback. That goes with it.
Does the message just stay like keep battling away, keep pounding away? Is there a little bit more urgency?
There's not a lot left, you know. The message is we got 30 some kids that will walk on senior day. And they got one left. They've put a whole bunch of investment into this game of football for their entire life. Let's do it better next week or one more week and go out there and compete as hard as you possibly can and, you know, be able to come off that field and feel like I finished my career with the best possible attitude and toughness and commitment that I could.
Mark Washington went over 1,000 today, and I mean, he's really kind of toting the load with the running back room down. Just maybe what you thought of him this season.
Yeah, it was really hot in the first half and he got nicked a little bit. And then, we weren't really the same running the ball in the second half, particularly when you get down, but Mike's a heck of a player and, he's a really good package. He's gonna play for a while. He's a pass pro, he can catch, he's fast. He runs the ball really well. He's a pretty good inside runner on short yardage. It's a nice package and he's done a really nice job this year for us. He's competed extremely hard and he's had a great attitude. He changed the running back room with his positive attitude, made Braylon better. Can't say enough good things about him.
Appreciate you.
Okay, thank you.
Feel good about having Rodney and Braylon next week, maybe?
We should. I mean, Rodney just got sick, had 100 and some temperature for 3 days, so hopefully he's back.
Thanks.